Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new record from Low entitled Hey What. They released that on September 10th. This is studio album number 13 for the band and follows 2018's Double Negative. This is also the band's first record as a duo. That is correct. Alan Sparhawk and Mimi Parker just threw in the towel finally on the bass player, decided to pursue this thing on their own. I think they're maybe better as a duo. I really enjoyed listening to this record as a lot. And it's pretty remarkable to think that these guys have been together for almost 30 years already. The highlight of their sound, I think there's very little debate about this, throughout their catalog are the melodies, the harmonies that Sparhawk and Parker create. Their voices together are absolutely incredible. Their sound, though, their music, is really kind of what I want to focus on in this review, because while there are some points on this record where, there are some misses, I like the way they've started to experiment with their sound, has this avant-garde style. There are a lot of people that really aren't necessarily into it. There's always going to be that constant, I feel like, with their music, no matter what they're doing. It's going to be down-tempo and, for the most part, pretty chill and ambient. But it really is cool to see them play with some new sounds, and it's working pretty much like 90% of the time. And I think that's the payoff with a band like this. I love, and people that I talk to that have eclectic taste in music that really dig into just about everything as long as it's good. A band like this pays off in dividends, I feel like, in that they are willing to be brave and willing to experiment and to take that next step to see what they can do with their sound. I think that a long time ago, Parker and Sparhawk realized that the vocal melody aspect is pretty much on point. So what can we do to expand our sound, to grow and to build our music? And this record, again, while not perfect, is definitely a cool step in their growth, in their evolution and development. And I think what makes a band like Low so cool is that they're always going to continue to reach for that. They're always going to try to, create the most just complex but beautiful arrangement of sounds that they possibly can. So I really, whether it's ambient and laid back or whether, it's intense and industrial, because there's a lot of, I would say half the tracks on this record really kind of have this industrial intensity to them. Very, it's kind of, this band has a reputation for playing at kind of a low level, and there's a lot of that stuff that is very loud. I love it. Let's get into it. The opening track, White Horses, starts it off with that intensity, but again, you get a great vocal melody, the harmonies that they're creating on this track, really a great signal of what is to come. Love the way that track opens this record. The intensity continues with the song I Can Wait, and then All Night, a very dreamy track, big but mellow, ambient, kind of pulls the pace back a little bit. I liked the turn there. And then it goes right into Disappearing, which, is kicking back into that kind of heavier industrial sound. But the melody that is created on this track might be one of my favorites. It is just absolutely heavenly. I love it. Your next track, Hey, phenomenal. Big, a little on the long side. This is one of these moments where the coda of this song, I feel like, it could have been nipped a little bit. They probably could have trimmed the track up a little bit. I would argue the same thing with album opener White Horses. As much as I love it, the coda on that track runs about a minute and a half. I think they probably could have clipped it just a little bit. I think the record would have had better continuity. I think the song as a whole would have done a better job of keeping the listener engaged in the record. But again, not to its detriment. It's just a little bit of constructive criticism coming from my opinion. Days Like These is your sixth track, probably the weak moment on the record, I would argue. Wasn't necessarily a huge fan of what was going on there. But other than that, tracks 7, 8, 9, and 10, there's a comma after still. I'm really liking Don't Walk Away, your eighth track. The vocal, you listen to it, and this is where I really think that these two start to get at their best with this new sound. The music itself it's kind of simple. It is a little understated, allowing their the vocal element to really be the highlight, and you get this kind of Motown doo-wop vibe in their vocal on this track. It's a very interesting contrast. I absolutely love it. And then your penultimate track, More, is just big, loud. I absolutely love it. It leads into The Price That You Pay. Nice big album closer that has just got a great hook as well. The melodies, like you need to throw the headphones on and just get lost in this thing, because what Sparhawk and Parker are doing vocally on this record is absolutely incredible. So you're getting a vinyl, please, on this. I hope you enjoy listening to this record and you find this review helpful. Please like this video and share it. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.